Everyone loves the idea of multicolor 3D printing, but no one enjoys all of the waste that it produces. Which is exactly why in 2026, this is gonna be the year of the multi-toolhead 3D printer. And it just so happens that Flashforge has recently released their brand new 4-toolhead 3D printer, which also happens to be the current lowest entry point to these multi-toolhead 3D printers, coming in at $699. But how does it actually print? And most importantly, is this budget-friendly tool changer actually any good? So today, we're taking a look at the brand new Flashforge. And I've been having way too much fun printing a wide variety of things over the past few weeks with this new 3D printer from Flashforge in a bunch of different materials thanks to this new 4 independent toolhead system. And I've literally run into 0 issues with any of these toolheads throughout any of the print jobs that I've had when it comes to alignment or swapping in between those individual toolheads. Now, I do want to mention that this video is being sponsored by Flashforge, so please don't consider this a full-on review. However, if you are even remotely interested in this newest 3D printer, you'll definitely want to check out the exclusive link and discount code that I have down below, which will save you an extra $30 off that $699 price tag. But throughout this entire video, I'll be giving you the ins and outs of what this 3D printer can do, as well as showing you all the different things that I've 3D printed, including covering some of the issues that I've had while printing with this and some of the feedback that I have for the Flashforge team. And a lot of you might be thinking, I've never owned a Flashforge 3D printer or used a Flashforge 3D printer previously. Well, I'm happy to say that if this is gonna be your first time picking up a Flashforge machine, you're gonna be really happy with the overall build quality and print results that you're gonna see from. Okay, I promise that's the last time I'll do that bit. But the 4 independent toolheads are what all of the big hype and excitement is all about, because it's gonna drastically reduce all of that purge material that you're typically running into when it comes to multicolor 3D printing. It is still gonna produce a small amount of waste. It's gonna prime each of those individual hot ends that it's gonna be using throughout the prints. And then you're gonna also end up with a prime tower, and depending on your settings for that prime tower and what objects that you're printing, you still might end up with more waste in the prime tower than the actual model that you're printing. But this is probably gonna be an exception versus the rule, especially with a lot of the things that I'm gonna be showing you here today. Now, the first thing that you'll probably notice aside from those 4 independent tool heads is that the 4 spools that are gonna connect to each of those are mounted on the right side of the 3D printer. There's also no motor that's gonna feed the filament directly to the hot end. However, that path is very short, and it's gonna allow you to very easily feed filament directly to each of those independent hot ends. The other thing that I really like about these side-mounted spools is that it's just sitting on these little pegs, and it makes it really easy to basically fit any spool that you might be working with this printer, regardless if it has a small opening, a wide opening, a cardboard roll, or a plastic roll. You don't really have to worry about any of those concerns with this type of mounting system. You'll also immediately notice that there's no glass door or glass top or a back panel to this 3D printer. So that means that you are gonna be limited to the number of types of materials that you're gonna be able to print with. So your basic PLAs, PETGs, TPUs, or varieties of those will work fantastic with this. But if you're trying to print with ASA or ABS, you'll probably wanna look out for the Creator 5 Pro, which is the other model that's about $150 more expensive than this one. And it is fully enclosed and has that top cover along with, I think, some extra fans and ventilation options. All that said, those 4 independent tool heads can heat up to 320 degrees, and the heated bed can go up to 120. One other call out that I wanna make is that it's 2026, and every 3D printer should come with handles built into them so that it makes it a lot easier to pick up and maneuver these printers around. I seriously don't understand why more printers don't have handles baked into the frames. The Creator 5 also has a touchscreen interface that you can tilt up and down. The interface itself is very familiar to most other 3D printers that are out there these days, where you can manage the 4 individual colors that are spooled into the 3D printer, as well as the colors that come with each of those, or the types of materials that you have loaded integrated into them. The printer is also Wi-Fi enabled, and I've had multiple firmware updates that have already been released to the printer. There's also a built-in light bar on the printer that you can enable or disable while operating the 3D printer, as well as a side-mounted camera that you can use to monitor your 3D prints through the Flashforge mobile app or create time lapses. However, there are no AI capabilities at this time baked into the camera. And when it comes to slicing your files, Flashforge is using a version of Orca Slicer that they've reskinned for their own purposes, and I'm assuming this will also eventually work with the core Orca Slicer itself. I also really like that the base of the 3D printer is completely flat, so you can easily clean out any debris that might end up on the bottom of the machine. Now, when it comes to the build volume for the Creator 5, it's sporting the same 256 by 256 by 256 that we've seen on a bunch of other machines. However, one thing that this is slightly doing differently is that you can utilize the full actual build volume of the 3D printer versus some of the other machines that have exclusion zones. Now, the Creator 5 includes a dual-sided textured PEI plate that is slightly larger than your standard 256 cubed build volume 3D printers that are out there. So if you have extra build plates, you more than likely won't be able to use them on the Creator 5 because they are going to be too small for this 3D printer. Like seriously, just look how much extra room there is on the front and side with this standard 256 cubed build plate. The other thing you'll notice is underneath the build plate is this little metal circle there that I don't know what the technical term is for that, but that's what is each of those individual tool heads it's going to measure itself off of. So to measure the offset distance from each of those tool heads to help with better bed adhesion alignment while printing. I've literally had next to no issues when it comes to the actual bed adhesion, which has been awesome. However, I have had some issues with the prime tower, which I'll be talking about. And like I was mentioning previously, the big benefit of these 4 independent tool heads is that they're going to produce no purge when swapping between the individual tool heads throughout your prints. However, it will produce some initial purge from each of the individual print heads that are going to spit out at the very front of the machine. So there's not like a bin or a catch or anything like that. It's just gonna put it at the bottom of the printer and then you can wipe it clean as it's printing. One other tip I wanna mention about these 4 independent tool heads is that when you're loading in the filament, one thing that I was doing previously was I was inserting it all the way and then going to the machine and then setting it up and then loading the filament. So it was heating up and purging each of the individual hot ends as it was doing that. However, now what I do is I just load the filament as far as it will go and then push in the little cutter tool on the side of the head and then push it in ever so slightly further. And then at the start of the print, it'll just prime each of the hot ends and it saves yourself a few minutes of loading each of the individual heads. Each of these heads also has its own independent cutter. Now, it doesn't actually use those during the print process. However, when you want to unload your filament, all you have to do is come in here and press the button. It's gonna cut the filament and then you can just pull it straight out, which is so much easier than having to heat up and unload the filament from each of the individual hot ends. The other interesting thing that you'll probably notice is that everything is right mounted versus back mounted compared to most other 3D printers. So everything functions more or less the same. Everything's just kind of mounted off to the side. The other interesting way that they're handling this as well is each of these individual heads has these pins as well as a magnet that helps secure them in place. Then when it comes to actually printing, this actual head here, which contains the fan, is gonna come over and grab the individual head that it needs and then pull it off, heat it up, and start printing. This is just a really unique design that I haven't seen in any other printer just yet, where it has these 3 little contact points as well as the grabber entry point here that's gonna align with each of these tool heads, grab it, lock it in place, and then pull it off for printing. One other important factor to consider is the time savings that you're gonna receive with these multi-tool head 3D printers, because you're no longer gonna be unloading and loading and purging filament every time you need to do a color swap. With the Creator 5, it's gonna take you about 7 seconds to swap between each of those individual print heads, and then it's gonna take about 15 seconds between swapping the print heads, priming, and then back to printing. I also forgot to mention that the unboxing and assembly for the Creator 5 is dead simple. I think this took me all of 10 minutes. All 4 of the tool heads come pre-assembled, and you're gonna attach that to the side of the printer, attach the 4 spool holders, then install the 4 silicone pads for each of the individual print heads, attach the touch screen, and then remove the screws that are holding the bed in place, and then you can start your calibration and get your very first prints up and running. And speaking of prints, let's take a look at some of the things that I printed with the Creator 5. The very first thing that I fired up was this eyeball monster from SuperPrints. This is just a really cool multicolor 3D print that took just under 3 hours to print using the default settings in the Flashforge slicer. Now again, this printer does not produce all of the typical purge material that you typically see with your multicolor 3D printers. However, if you're not careful, your prime tower and the default settings could bite you, where in this case, this particular model, the prime tower ended up purging more into the prime tower than it actually did within the model itself. So I ended up taking a stab at tweaking the prime tower settings to try and minimize that as much as possible, and then went and printed these blob prints from SuperPrints. This took just over an hour and a half to print, and this time the prime tower came in less than the models. However, I ended up having an issue where the prime tower disconnected from parts and caused a little bit of stringing towards the end. Next, I ended up printing this awesome planter from SpicyPlastic, who's just an incredible designer that I love all of their 3D models of. Now, the issue that I ran into with this is where we're seeing that prime tower either splitting or separating from the bed, where we're gonna end up getting some of the stringing artifacts on parts of the prints where it's not able to properly prime with that particular tower. That can be corrected with just some adjustments of settings or increasing the brim or adjusting the bed temp a little bit higher. But other than the areas where it was stringing because of that prime tower failure, this just came out so good. I'm loving how this model printed on the Creator 5. Next, I want to see how this would do with a much larger print that was going to require a whole lot of tool changes. This took just under 24 hours to print, and again, turned out absolutely incredible here. Other than some of the areas where I needed to get a little bit better at removing the supports and the contacts, this just turned out so clean. This would have been a perfect use case scenario as well for using PETG interface layers to get more cleanly separating supports from the overall prints. I then found this pig wall art mask thing from Unicorn Graveyard, and this just turned out so cool with the multicolor filament combinations here off of the Creator 5. I was really impressed with how well this printed and handling all of those tool changes throughout this entire print. Again, this is something that I would typically never try to print because this would have produced so much purge waste on a typical multicolor 3D printer, but with something like the Creator 5, it was easily able to handle this. Next up is the big boy. This is Conquest from Wekster that I've scaled up to, I believe it was about 125% of the original file size. Now, this is actually a 5-color print, and this is only 4 colors. So what I ended up doing was adding a pause at the hairline so that I could then, once it paused, I could swap out the gray with the white filament. Now, what ends up happening with this when you're hot swapping filament like this is that there's gonna be a little bit leftover filament in the hot end that you're not able to purge out, which is where we're seeing some of the gray in the back of the head there. Also, there's some areas where I probably should have used supports on this print. I did support no supports on this, where clearly I should have used some supports, but it looks so ridiculously good. Also, for the fist, I ended up printing that with PETG interface layers because the first attempt at it, I was not able to get all of the small supports out of the little crevices of the hand. Now, I ended up printing 2 different controller stands with this printer. The first one was a combination of using 2 different TPUs in one print. The Creator 5, if you enjoy printing with flexible materials or a combination of flexible and more rigid things like PLA, this is gonna be a fantastic printer for you. It can easily handle printing with multiple different types of TPUs at one time. I also had 0 issues feeding the TPU directly into those tool heads. Next, I wanted to try a project that was rather complicated, and this was a controller stand from Holo Props, and this is a really large multicolor print project, and unfortunately, again, the prime tower came loose from the bed. I don't think I adjusted the brim for that first initial print. On the second one, I did, and it printed properly that time around, but it was just unfortunate where I ended up having some of the stringing artifacts that we're seeing on one side of this print. But other than those little artifacts, this print is looking ridiculously clean. I then printed a benchy, but this isn't just a regular benchy test. I wanted to test out the continuous loading of filament functionality, so I took some red PLA, loaded it into slot 1 as well as slot 4, then got a print started and cut the end from slot 1 so that it would run out, and sure enough, it automatically picked up with slot 4. There's no functionality inside the printer that you have to enable or disable this. It's just there automatically and will continuously pick up if it detects the same type and color of filament being used. Now, I've printed a lot of things with the Creator 5, and even though I've not run into any major issues, there is some feedback that I have for the Flashforge team that I wanted all of you to also be aware of. Like, the very first one that I would love to see Flashforge implement is object cancellation. So if there is an object that's not printing properly and it's a multi-part print, that you'd be able to cancel that either through the front interface of the printer or through the slicer or mobile app. The next one, I'm pretty sure someone's gonna do, or Flashforge will implement it, but it's full spectrum color printing, which has just been all of the rage lately. I'm assuming we'll see that coming to the Flashforge Creator 5 and the Creator 5 Pro very soon. The community's awesome with developing these things out. I would also love to see more color profiles available on the printer, like multiple shades of blue, green, browns, you name it. We're gonna need like 2 to 3 options for each color, because as we're loading in and doing some complex variations of prints, we're gonna need to be able to select more than just 1 or 2 blues. What's really cool is I was gonna call out that there was an issue on the screen here where it was showing the actual, like the print time duration of how long it had been printing versus it showing the remaining time, but the most recent firmware update actually corrected that. So Flashforge, thank you for listening to me, because I called that out within like the first day of using this. I needed the actual remaining time, not how long has it been printing. Another basic one in the slicer is I'd love to see a sync filaments option from the printer that's already loaded here directly back into the slicer. Related to that request is one that we've seen with some of the other printers that are out there that are similar to the Creator 5, is that when you go to slice and send a print job to this printer, it try to, as best possible, match up the colors that you're slicing with versus what's loaded directly on the printer. Now, obviously the biggest issue that I've run into is with the prime tower falling over or splitting in half. And again, I think that can all be remedied with just adjusting the settings to the prime tower by either adding a larger brim or adjusting the heat bed temperature, raising that by about 5 degrees. I've also been running auto leveling before every print. However, I would love to see it implemented the zone leveling so that it's only gonna auto level in the particular area that is gonna be required for the print that you're running. And finally, the biggest request that I have is this printer is honestly awesome. Flashforge, please be working on a 300 by 300 by 300 version of this that has 5 or 6 tool heads. That would be just absolutely amazing. This thing is already incredible, but having an even larger version would just be the icing on the cake. I was honestly expecting there to be more compromises that needed to be made with the Creator 5 Pro to get it to that price point of $699, but I am so honestly impressed with what Flashforge has put forward so far with their first foray into this multi-tool head setup. And again, in 2026, this is gonna be the definitive year of brands producing these multi-tool head 3D printers and pushing things forward when it comes to multicolor 3D printing, multi-material 3D printing, and reducing a large number of the waste that comes with all of this multicolor 3D printing. And if you're interested in more information about the Flashforge Creator 5, I'll have links to this down below. Again, make sure to use that discount code and link down below where you can save an extra $30 off your Creator 5 or the Creator 5 Pro. And let me know in the comments down below what you think of the Creator 5 and some of the things that I've 3D printed, or if there's some specific things that you'd like to see me test out with this awesome 3D printer. I also want to say a huge thank you to all my Patreon supporters for your continued support, me making goofy videos just like this one here with the Creator 5. But again, this is just an awesome entry point for anybody that's looking into getting into multi-tool head 3D printing with the Flashforge Creator 5. Hey, thanks so much for watching, you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye now. Also, let me know in the comments if you're interested in a head-to-head comparison of some of the multi-tool head 3D printers that are currently out there.